Hi, Summit fans. Welcome to the Blytheville, Arkansas ECTA meet. Brian and I are getting to the end of the day at Tech, which is Thursday. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do a live stream from this event simply because there is not great Wi-Fi signal here, and rather than have something that gets all chopped up, we're going to record a bunch of video, do a bunch of really awesome interviews with awesome people, incredible cars, and those will be brought to you in the very, very near future. Speaking of awesome cars, our backdrop today is one of my favorite cars ever. It is Big Red, one of the most awesome 69 Camaros ever built, incredibly fast, tons of power, tons of aero, which I love the wing.
Brand new configuration, and you see it here first, folks.
It is absolutely an incredible car. Speaking of incredible cars, Brian, what was your favorite car today out of all the stuff we saw through Tech?
All right, so what everybody has to know is I am looking at a veritable sea of goodness here. I am looking at a 935 slant nose. I'm looking at a 911 GT2 RS. Corvettes, 200 mile an hour stuff here. I'm looking at the world's fastest Hellcat that's done like 214 miles an hour in the mile. And I have to say, out of everything so far, my buddy with a Saab SPG from like 1980 something is one of my favorite cars.
And it happens to have Wiseco pistons in it, which might happen to be a company you worked for at one point in time.
I think I knew something about those pistons that maybe went into his car. Anyway, what's really cool about this event is there's such a super wide variety of cars and machinery out here running, and it's anything from a guy right over there with a 1987 Honda CRX that he's doing 130 miles an hour in. There's a guy out here with a Volkswagen Beetle, and there's cars that are out here that are going to do 300 miles per hour. We've got the Ford GT out here.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely is on my list, one of my favorite cars. There's also a hand-built old school NASCAR Dodge Daytona. So it is vitamin C or Hemi orange. I can't remember what they technically called that color, but it's orange. It's got a late model NASCAR Cup motor in it. The whole chassis is hand fabricated. The car looks like a show car. It is a work of art. We will feature that car. We're going to bring a lot of coverage of it to you. A lot of cool cars here. Big Red obviously is one of my favorites. Fifth gen Camaros, like you said. How many fifth gens do we see that made like 2,000 plus horsepower?
Well, and that's the thing, 1,400 horsepower is so yesterday. So these guys are like, yeah, got up to about 2,500 horsepower with my LSX, and I've got a C Morris motor in there making 35. And I was thinking about 240, but now I'm looking for 270. It's going to make me happy if I walk away at 270 today in the mile. And I'm like, holy cow, it's awesome. So what I want to say is you have to make it out to this standing mile thing. There's a class for everybody. It's super exciting. Lots of machinery, cool owners. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you just walk up and talk to anybody out here about their machine, and people love talking about it.
Yeah, when you get a bunch of car people together, there's a lot to talk about. Speaking of classes and cars, we might happen to be doing something tomorrow with an interesting vehicle that we drove down here. So we are going to go for the record for our Tesla Model 3 in the class that it's in. We're going to feature some coverage on that. We'll let you know how fast we go because we do not know yet. But once we do it, we'll obviously have coverage through all of our social channels. It is going to be a riot. And we learned a lot bringing that car down here through the road trip, all the charging, all the nuances, all the stuff that goes into it. So tomorrow we are going to have a riot. We're going to go out and do that, set the EV record with a Tesla, brought to you by Summit Racing. So we are very proud and happy to be able to do that.
And on top of that, I want to say to everybody back there at Summit, everybody that participated in the build on this car, it's awesome. A huge, huge team effort. And we're going to go see how fast this thing goes here tomorrow.
So for tonight, folks, that's all. I think it's hopefully dinner time. I'm hungry, hungry. You're hungry too. It's been a long day, a great day. And if you ever get an opportunity, come out to an ECTA event. They are awesome. It is the most unbelievably diverse automotive field of any place you're ever going to go. Have a great evening.
All right, see you folks.